Hello and welcome to 5 and 5, Rebel and Soul's web series, where we take 5 minutes to ask industry leaders 5 questions about how they are handling this crazy period. And we have the spectacular Caitlin Robinson with us today. Caitlin is Head of Experience Design at Money Smart. Thank you for joining us.
Oh, thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. We love having you here. And before we get going, will you please tell us a little known fact about yourself?
Ooh, so this is a good starter. I think a little known fact about me is that I quite possibly have one of Singapore's largest vintage t-shirt collection. I focus most on rock and roll t-shirts from the 70s and 80s, but my collection is quite large at this point.
Oh, I love it. I wish you were wearing, are you wearing one today?
No, not today. I thought I wouldn't give away the goods too early if you would, but
What's your favorite one?
Ooh, I think one of my Led Zeppelin t-shirts is one of my favorites. It was a good gift and the typography on it is beautiful. Such a design nerd.
Well, on that note, so tell me, what does a head of experience design at Money Smart Group do?
This is a question I answer for my parents year after year, so I can see that a lot of people probably have the same, what does she do type question. And I think the easiest way to describe it is that I focus in on finding the customer needs and helping to align our business objectives to those customer needs. So figuring out the best way to service our customers and make sure that they are ultimately engaged day in and day out with the brand.
A great job.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you must have to marry creativity along with technical capabilities. How do you find that balance?
Absolutely. I think one of the biggest ways that we're really trying to push not just the financial industry, but the category forward is by marrying up big data-driven design decisions together with our customer experience. And this means that we're trying to take information that we're getting from banks and insurance companies about the types of products that they're putting in the hands of their customers. And we're trying to marry that up with the outcomes that our customers are ultimately looking for, whether that's buying a new home or refinancing an existing home, finding the perfect personal loan to support in these tough times. I think we're trying to optimize for the success of our customers using big data.
Okay, so with the current situation that's going on with COVID, how has that impacted the business?
I think one of the biggest things that we've started to see is that customers have their money and their financial security front and center. And so for us, it's become even bigger of a driver to make sure that our customers are getting the financial products that actually lead to successful outcomes for them. And that means that we're working really tirelessly to try to bring together the banks and the insurers and anybody who is out there trying to support our customers together with those individuals.
Has there been a big change in your strategy since the COVID situation?
Yeah, I think so. I think we've started to put product verticals like travel insurance by the wayside. Unfortunately, a lot of us are spending a lot more time closer to home and trying to take care of the opportunity to encourage people to refinance their house, as an example. Right now, we have great interest rates, and that is potentially going to make some really impactful savings for a lot of our families here in Singapore and Hong Kong.
Amazing. Well, so sort of on that note, we've got about 30 seconds left. Do you have a sort of a key tip or a piece of advice that you would give to people, to your customers, for example?
Yeah, I would say don't be afraid to take bold action. Right now, I think a lot of people are starting to sit back and hold tight. And that's a really fair reaction to everything that we're going through emotionally. But I think this is also the time to figure out what your own priorities are and to make it work for you.
Okay. And we're at 5 minutes, but I just want to ask you, is there one specific campaign or innovation that you've been really impressed with over the last few months?
Oh, there have been so many. When you look at, I think, the work that Apple and Google have been doing in partnering together, you typically think of these big giants as being opposing forces, but coming together to work on their contact tracing application so that a lot of people could ultimately stay safe while going about those essential tasks. I think is a great example of industry putting aside some of their business rivalry for the better of the communities that they're ultimately trying to service.
For sure, that is a really great example. Well, thank you so much, Caitlin.
Thanks for having me.
Until next time, this has been
Absolutely.
5 and 5.